Hey everybody, it's Carm here, coming to you on a Thursday afternoon. Just felt like coming on and doing a little vibing with a dear friend, brother, possible cousin, and I know someone many of you know and love, Rob Paniques, Rob in Boston. Did a really nice video a few days back on record store day finds, like a selection of record store day finds throughout the years. And for me, it kind of touched off thoughts of other things related as well. I know for me, Record Store Day, I never really participated in the usual sense. I think I only went to maybe 3 of them over the years. I wouldn't go specifically to find certain albums that were released for that day. Honestly, I'd go more for nostalgic purposes, kind of remembering. It's a bittersweet thing, remembering kind of how record stores were, back when I first started going, in high school. When on any given day it would be fairly crowded. Even on weekdays, I'd go after school sometimes, go to Coconuts, which was in the plaza right behind the high school I was going to, and sometimes I'd go up north to some of the other shops, and there'd always be people in there. And Record Store Day was kind of like a way of harking back to that, and seeing how it was in a sense. So yeah, it's in a sense it's bittersweet, but it's kind of what it meant for me in a way. And it touched off thoughts of the other ways in which back then, like pre-internet, because if you wanted to find music, you had to go to the source, of course. You went to the shop, and even like a lot of the magazines, if you're looking for something specific or something kind of left field, so to speak, you couldn't always find it in the magazines, weren't as readily available. But I came across some old catalogs, which again, mail order was another way to go back then. Again, pre-internet, if you wanted to find certain titles or learn about genres or labels or whatever. So I found some catalogs actually this past spring, which I'd been meaning to show at some point, and figured this. Again, these thoughts that touched off of having these, so I figured I'd share some of these, and see what you think. This is a really early one, Narada, the old Narada label. See, from spring of 1992. You can see it's pretty beat up over the years. I think I had a lot of these in one spot, a box. Yeah, and it has the albums, the title, the artist, a little description. I think it has their some of these actually have the instrumentation on them, telling you who played what, and these are always fun to get. I think I only ordered from this catalog maybe once or twice, because Naradas at the time you could find them pretty easily in the shops that existed then. And there's they do like little artist profiles as well. It's really nice. So yeah, I learned a lot about people, through this alone. And again, this is a lot of these artists you wouldn't have found, in the regular magazines that just the maybe the more common music magazines. This is always a good way to go. Ah, here we go. Here he is, Mr. Rocky. Windham Hill occasional. I don't think I ever ordered from here, but I got on their mailing list just to learn of stuff that was up and coming. What was that? What was going on at the time? Yeah, Winter Solstice. That list story. It's an old favorite of mine. So yeah, that's what was going on about a little over 20 years ago. Another Windham Hill. Yeah, it's called the Windham Hill Occasional. Yeah, it's from summer of '94. I was about a senior at the time. Yeah, and you've share Windham Hill with your friends. Yeah, I see another thing pre-internet. You could like write to them, or you could or they could send something off to someone else, or So yeah. Think of definitely brings you back. Oh, there's Ray Lynch. Yeah, certainly an all-time favorite. It was stuff was re-released on Windham Hill. Or I think his fourth album was officially on the label. See another Narada. Looks like their holiday one at Tingstad and Rumble. World favorites. Yeah, and really nice illustrations. Very informative. Just giving you a nice taste of them. There again. Yeah, it's a real good flavor of the label at the time. And then I know Gary and I, we've talked about this too, like these old labels, and of course ones that are even smaller and less well known that just they're not around anymore. Or in the case of these labels, they're not around in the same form. They might have gotten maybe bought up by larger labels or assimilated in another way. Here's another one, old Celestial Harmonies catalog. These used to come in, I think just about every CD purchase. They would have one of these in there along with the regular CD booklet. You see some of the artists on there. Yeah, I got Paul Horn is on the label. Peter Michael Hamill, Deuter, an all-time favorite. On these, they wouldn't really get descriptive. It would just be the artist, the title, and catalog number and the duration. So, and that in and of itself, seeing the cover was enough to pull you in. You have Kitaro in here, and there's other ones with Steve Roach. Yeah, I know I have a ton of these around just from all the albums I bought over the years. So that was always a real treat. And there was various, there was Celestial Harmonies, there was Fortuna Records, there was Cook. Oh yeah, here's a bunch of Steve Roach there. And David Parsons. Yeah, I picked up all these over the years, and usually had the booklet in there. Now these next ones I was really happy to come back across after so many years, and this is a catalog I did order from a pretty good deal. Heartbeats catalog. Yeah, see a 1995 catalog. Beautifully done catalog here. This was from the Backroads Music, or Backroads Distributor. Now, I had learned of them from Starstreams, Musical Starstreams, and the other radio shows. In between sets during commercials, Lloyd Barty, who ran the company, would come on and kind of do a little advertisement for for the catalog. And there he is there, pictured at the time, and I got to hear him talk about some of the artists, and it was a lot of the same stuff that would play on Starstreams. And yeah, it was wonderful. It would have the artists, the title, and a really nice description. And I think he wrote just about all these, wrote reviews and album descriptions, and did it for many years. I think it started around 81, I want to say, and it went actually well into the 2000s. In fact, I had ordered something from, I think it was a few things from them, like a supplemental catalog back in '08, I believe. Even well into the internet age, he was still doing, I think that was the last year that it existed though. I think I remember calling for some reason, a question over something, and talking to him personally, which was really neat. So it kind of came full circle from hearing him on the radio all those years. And I got the order form here, which I don't even think I used very often. I think I would just write directly to them and find out the exact amount, whatever the albums costed, and I would add cash, print in cash or something. I don't quite remember, but it really brought me back. Here's another one, Summer 1993, another Heartbeats. I know I have a few more of these around, but these are the ones I just found together. They'd have like a featured album, a beautiful cover in the back here, and in the front they would feature the artists. Yeah, 1993. I was still in high school then. I remember I would take these to school with me, and I'd read them during lunch hour. So I'd be in the cafeteria, and people were like, "What is that? What is that you're reading?" They never quite understood. Like some kids would have their comic books, and I would have these catalogs. That's that kind of took the place for me of those. You see Yanni there, featured there. It'd feature like a couple artists in the front. Got table of contents, and they'd have different categories like new and featured titles. Let's see, owner's choices, a double space, like this is, you know, the deeper space music albums here. They would feature. So yeah, it was a great, a wonderful resource for years, and you know, it was great, you know, great ordering from these, and even now, you know, seeing these after all these years, you know, certain titles that I may have missed or overlooked back then, I could look at them now. And again, I'm thinking of Gary and Jeff, Vinyl Spin. We've talked about these catalogs, various catalogs over the years. You know, being such a wonderful resource for this music. You know, aside from you know, finding it in the record store, if you were fortunate. There's a lot of places you'd have to special order a lot of this stuff because it just wasn't very common. And these are other you know, like checklists and supplemental catalogs. Yeah, supplement. It's another April 1995. They would have like year in review stuff, like top albums of the genre. You know, the various contemporary instrumental music. You know, like featured albums on the side and the listings. And you can see it. You know, they offered it, for the most part, was only offered in cassette and CD, which for me was fine at the time because that's, I think I started off with cassette and moved to CD and then LP soon after. Just a few others here. These are some more like featured albums. Yeah, I got Steve Roach, World's Edge. Yeah, I still remember buying that when it was brand new. Being always excited with a new release from him. Like a, you know, it's like a gift each time. Call the Ambience. Yeah, this is back when the ambient thing, when the term was really being used quite frequently. Yeah, more new releases. So yeah, just a lot of fun. You know, kind of going over these and yeah, it's kind of learning along the way. Yeah, just kind of more of these. Yeah, more of the same. But yeah, I do kind of miss these catalogs, even though, you know, it's, you know, it's easier and I guess more expedient to do it on, you know, online now. It's just fun getting these in the mail. I'm sure some of you remember, you know, what that's like too. Oh, and just found this. Have a bunch of these, and again, thinking of Gary again, the old ECM catalog inserts that came in just about every ECM record would have these. Yeah, you got the title, the artist, instrumentation. Some of these would have like a short description or a review, which is really really nice. And yeah, Gary did a whole. I know he's done several videos, kind of showcasing, you know, highlighting these and pointing these out. Yeah, they're wonderful and perfect for if you're, you know, a new fan of the label. You know, just getting into it, it was wonderful to see. So yeah, that's you know, that's what I found for now from these. And yeah, I'd be interested in seeing those of you, if you have old catalogs of this kind, you know, what you have, and you know, and you know, what you think, and if you still find some use for them, you know, just as far as a resource. But yeah, I just want to come on, kind of spur the moment, and vibe with dear friend Rob and anyone else who's kind of into these. And yeah, you know, it's you know, it's good knowing these places are still around, some of these shops, and yeah, you know, just support them in any way you can, whether it's on, you know, record store day or any other time you're going, and yeah, just for however long they're around, and just yeah, there's nothing quite like the experience of the element of surprise of going into one of these places and flipping through, and you know, and again, back at the time, this isn't, you know, a good alternative, and kind of a hands-on alternative as much as it could be, you know, given everything we have now. But yeah, it's just fun to kind of you know, look back and you know, remember these things. So yeah, hope you're all well. Hope you're well again, Rob. It's great seeing you again after a little while of doing videos. So yeah, hope everything's doing well. Oh, and in the background, I don't know how quiet or loud it was. Timenu by Steve Jolliffe. Just spinning this after hadn't played it in a while. Nice, I think it was from '96. Great electronic artist. Tangerine. He was with Tangerine Dream twice, and then been on a long solo career. So yeah, just coming on real quick, and hope you're all well, and should be trying to be back on pretty soon. Well, till next time, peace, love, and joy.